The other methods that we need here, these are going to be getters and setters. The first one is going to be the set drawing color. This will be, of course, allow us to actually set the paint line to a certain color. And we'll use this at a later time. So let's go ahead and say public void set drawing color as such. And I'm going to pass an int value called color. What this is going to do is we're going to use the paint line brush or paint that we created. I'm going to say set color as such, pass the color that we are passing. Okay, and the next one, let's say public int, let's say return or get drawing color, pass anything, and so it's going to return paint line dot get color such. Okay, very simple here. Let's say public void set line width. I'm going to pass int width. I'm going to say paint line dot set stroke width. Pass our width. I'm going to say int get line width, and we're going to say return. I'm going to cast it to int, and it's going to be paint line dot get stroke width. Like that. Next thing we need to do is let's go ahead and create a dialog. So this dialog is going to be a pop-up that will have seek bar so that we can actually slide left and right so that we can get the color dialog and the stroke width. Okay, let's go to our resources here, to our layout. I'm going to create a new layout, so right click, layout resource. Let's call this, I call this width dialog as such. Let me get rid of this. I don't want this to be, I want to make this linear layout as such. Okay. So what I'm going to do, let's find an image view. At the top here, we're going to put an image view. I'm going to say image view. Put it at the top. There we go. And for now, let me put that icon there. Let's change the background color so we can actually see, because this icon is indeed white. So the background is white. That wouldn't work, would it? Let's go to our text here. I'm going to go ahead and add, say, background color. I'm going to say Android color dark. Let's see if that's going to work. It's a little bit too dark. Let's say gray, dark gray. Sure. That's not bad. There we go. And then we're going to put an image, and then let's find a seek bar. Let's say seek bar. Let's use this one here. I'm going to put it right there. There we go. It's our seek bar. And then we're going to put a button at the bottom. There we go. We have our button. So let's go ahead and give a few IDs here for this. I'm going to just call this image view ID. And for our seek bar, let's call this width seek bar as such. And let's give a few paddings here. I'm going to say padding. Can we find padding? Let's see. Attributes, padding, well, I guess not. All right, let's go to button here. This button is going to be, let's call this width dialog button. Let's give it text, but we're going to add it as a resource. Say set width, and I'm going to say set width such. There we go. We can change it later, but for now that works. And before we go anywhere, for our seek bar, let's give it a max of about 50. There we go. That's going to be what's the maximum value that this can hold. So now let's go ahead and invoke or inflate this view here layout so that we can actually create an alert dialog. The way you do this, let's go back to Picasso. In fact, we're going to go back to main activity here because I want to just get this working right away. So I'm going to create a method here. It's going to be called void show line with dialog. All right. And I'm going to go to the top here. I'm going to create an instance variable of type alert dialog. Let's be good citizens, make these private. Okay, I'm going to say private again. I'm going to say alert dialog dot builder as such. I'm going to call this current alert dialog. Okay, there we go. So inside here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and say current alert dialog is equal to new alert dialog builder. Of course, I have to pass this as the context. All right, and now I'm going to create a view because we need to actually create a view in order for us to inflate our with dialog. So I'm going to say view, say get layout inflator. Okay, that's available method for us. I'm going to inflate, seen this before, and what I'm going to inflate are dot layout dot with dialog. And next thing we need to pass here is the view group root, but we don't have any. We're going to pass a null. That's totally fine. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fetch all of these items. So we're going to fetch the seek bar and the button, right? Because we have it ready for us. So I'm going to say, first I'm going to say seek bar. There we go. Call this with seek bar. It's going to be, I'm going to pass the view because the view will contain all of these internal views, right? So I need to go through the view in order for us to start instantiating. Let's say find view by ID or ID dot seek bar. I think I called this with seek bar. There we go. Let's get the button. So I'm going to say button. Import our button. So button is going to be set line with button. Again, view dot find view by ID r dot ID button with as such. Okay, let's go ahead and set our line button here to on click listener. Okay, so for now I'm gonna just say toast make this what do I pass here? Hello, then toast dot length dot show. Let's say get application context. Okay, there we go. Because we're inside of our inner class here, that's why we need to actually fetch the get application context. So now what we're going to do, we're going to say current alert dialog dot create current alert dialog dot show. So whenever we click on a button, we want to just make sure that we can show our alert dialog. Let's see if this works. I'm going to copy our show line with call here, and let's go to inside of our line with. I'm going to pass in that method. If all goes well, we should be able to see our alert dialog. As always, fingers crossed. Let's use this one. All right, let's see. What is it that we want? We want the width, and there we go. We notice it's working, but it's not actually showing us the actual dialog. Let's see what's going on. We are creating, but we actually have to set our view. We have to set our current dialog to the view that we created, which in this case is our view that we just inflating from our XML. Okay, so outside here, I'm going to go ahead and say current builder dot set view, right, and pass in the view we created. Okay, save this and give it a run. Now it should work. Let's hope it works. Come on, let's do it. Come on. Oh, this one. Yay! Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Very nice. So now we have this very nicely done, as you can see here. Very cool. All right, so this is the moment for celebrating, guys. We were able to actually create a dialogue, an alert dialogue. What is really important here is that we inflated or we customized our alert dialogue. So it wasn't just the default one. We created our own by creating the XML here. Like we always do, we inflated the view and we added all of our widgets. So seek button and button, seek bar, I mean, and button. And then of course we show. Okay, good. Of course, the functionality will come the next time, but at least now we know we are able to create a pretty neat alert dialogue ourselves here. Very nice. Perfect. I'll see you in the next video.